What's up guys? Winter's coming up, which means that it's going to be cold and we're most likely not going to want to detail our cars in the freezing temperatures. So today we're going to be giving you guys our top 5 tips for winterizing your ride. So like I mentioned, winter is practically almost here, which means that we have some freezing temperatures that come with it. So odds are we're not going to want to be cleaning our rides during those times because it's freezing. Nobody wants to be stuck outside trying to wax their car, and we want to make sure that our vehicles are protected against all the winter elements. Now, tip number 1 is protecting your paint. Now, your vehicle is over 80% paint. Actually, I lied. That's not a real statistic. I just made that up, but you guys get the idea. The majority of your vehicle is composed of painted surfaces, so you want to make sure that that paint is protected, right? So during the winter months, you want to make sure that your paint has the ultimate sleekness, but you also want to make sure that it has its best shine. So that's why we recommend that you apply the best form of paint protection, such as the ceramic coating, such as HydroCharge. Now, HydroCharge is perfect for winterizing your vehicle because it creates a durable ceramic layer protection on your vehicle that's going to last up to 12 months. So even though the winter may not last up to 12 months, having a long-lasting form of protection like HydroCharge is key for having on your vehicle to ensure that your vehicle is looking its best and stays protected at all times while you drive. HydroCharge is a super easy to apply ceramic coating. It's all in a matter of simply spraying it onto a microfiber applicator, working it in a crosshatch motion onto a panel, letting it flash within 30 seconds up to 2 minutes, and then wiping it right off. And just like that, you're done with ceramic coating your vehicle. Before you apply HydroCharge, you want to make sure that you take all the proper steps, such as washing the vehicle. You want to make sure that you clay bar and polish out any imperfections so that your coating has the best bond possible. Like I mentioned, HydroCharge delivers an extreme level of shine, sleekness, and hydrophobic properties to your paint that's going to allow contaminants to just slide right off or wash right off with the wipe of a towel. All right guys, so this brings us now to our second tip for winterizing your vehicle, which is protecting your other exterior surfaces such as your headlights, your painted grills, your glass, your fog lights. You want to make sure that not only the paint of your vehicle is protected, but as well as all the other glossy areas of your vehicle and as well as the plastics. So we're going to be using our HydroSlick ceramic coating Hyper Wax. So unlike HydroCharge, HydroSlick utilizes a unique SiO2 suspension gel to easily take the form of a kind of like a gel-like wax that makes applying ceramics super easy. So HydroSlick works out great on a variety of glossy exterior surfaces, including your headlights, your glass, your wheels, and a bunch of other things. We have already taken the time to apply ceramic coating to the paint with HydroCharge. However, when it comes to the winter, you want to make sure that you have the best protection. So in this case, we use HydroCharge as our base layer protection, and now we can also layer it with a coat of HydroSlick for added shine and much more durable protection. So when you're applying HydroSlick, you want to make sure that you're applying it in light amounts. So that's why I start off with 3 drops and I work it onto one panel. So I'll start off with like the fender, I'll apply it to the fender, and if I need to apply more, I'd apply 1 more drop just to make sure that the panel has an even coverage. When it comes to glass, you can apply it on your glass such as your windshield, which is definitely going to make it a huge benefit so that you can prevent a lot of things from sticking to your glass. Applying a product like HydroSlick does help with the buildup of condensation building up on your glass. So whenever you wake up in the morning, it's chilly, you have a nice little layer of condensation on your windshield, you can use your windshield wipers to just knock it right off, or in most cases in the mornings when you wake up, though a lot of that water is going to end up not wanting to stick at all, which you probably won't even have that light little layer of condensation laying on your windshield. So having a product like HydroSlick on your glossy surfaces, especially those areas that you rely on for your visibility when driving, is crucial to your safety and awareness. All right guys, and our third tip comes to maintenance. Now, whenever you coat your car, you want to make sure that you maintain that amazing ceramic shine and protection whilst also, cleaning up that light layer of debris off your ride. And that's why we have our new product, HydroSpeed. Now, HydroSpeed is our newest ceramic quick detailer. That's right, we've taken everything you know and love about quick detailers and combined it with the power of ceramic. So whenever you're faced with things, especially like, on this truck right here, you guys see we have some spills right here from, it looks like some dirt that just kind of leaked down whenever the wash was over. You have some water spots over here. You actually have some cat prints over here and a whole bunch of other stuff going on. So when it comes to your vehicle, especially if you've already gone through the effort of washing it clean and polishing, doing all that ceramic, all that good stuff, one of the most beneficial things about your coating is that it's super easy to maintain. So using a product like HydroSpeed, all you have to do, simply spray it wipe it right off with the microfiber towel, and your job is as good as done. HydroSpeed is a super easy to use product. Whenever you're faced with things that are on your vehicle, especially with like light water spots, maybe you park next to a sprinkler, having a coating on your vehicle is extremely beneficial because it prevents a lot of contaminants from etching and sticking to the surface of your ride. So for stuff like this, like dust, paw prints, water spots, little things like that here and there, HydroSpeed is what you want to have in your Chemical Guys detailing arsenal to take care of these things. HydroSpeed is a quick detailer, so you can expect everything that you guys know and love about quick detailers, and it infuses it with the power of SiO2 ceramic nanotechnology. So what does that mean for you? Is that not only are you wiping off that light layer of dust and debris, but you're also giving your ceramic coating and any kind of protective coating on your vehicle a boost of ceramic shine and protection. So whether or not you have an actual ceramic coating on your vehicle or a wax, a sealant, a glaze, it doesn't matter. Any kind of protective coatings that you have on your vehicle, HydroSpeed is going to do its best to give it a boost of shine and protection. And if you don't happen to have any kind of protection or a ceramic coating on your vehicle, you can still use HydroSpeed on your vehicle and expect up to 6 months of durable all-weather protection. And last but not least, it works on virtually all of your exterior surfaces. So whether it be your paint, chrome, glass, headlights, tail lights, wheels, chrome, all that stuff, it's going to work out amazing at delivering a nice, deep, intense shine, whilst also removing that light layer of dust, debris, bird droppings, and much more. So it's the perfect product for you to use to maintain your coating, especially if you're in a garage. You don't need to conduct a full car wash service in order to clean your car. You can use a product like HydroSpeed Ceramic Quick Detailer to just clean up your car real quickly and effortlessly. All right guys, and for our fourth tip to winterizing your vehicle is protecting your wheels. Now when it comes to wheels, you want to make sure that you have the proper wheel care. Now right here I have our Maxco wheel guard. Now Maxco is specifically designed to reduce the amount of contaminants that stick on the surface of your wheels. Now when it comes to wheels, it's going to prevent a lot of that brake dust from sticking. Now it's going to prevent up to 75% of the brake dust from sticking and clinging onto the surface of your wheel, which means that your wheels are going to stay cleaner for longer. Not only does it protect against brake dust, but it also protects against everyday contaminants that make contact with your wheels, such as dirt, grime, oils, grease, and even salt. So it's going to prevent a lot of those things from damaging and etching the surface of your wheel, especially if you have some nice custom gloss wheels. Maxco Wheel Guard is super easy to apply. It applies just like a wax. So grab yourself a microfiber applicator, open up the can, go ahead and dunk your microfiber applicator in the can, grab yourself a light amount of product, spread it out on the area of the wheel, and then you're just going to apply it in left and right, up and down motions until you get a nice even coat on the wheel. Once you do a nice even coat, you want to go ahead and let that sit from anywhere from about 10 to 15 minutes, and then come back with a premium microfiber towel, wipe it off, and your wheels are protected and have a nice deep high gloss shine. And our last tip for you guys is protecting your undercarriage. Now you want to make sure that your undercarriage is protected, and we do that by using a product such as Bare Bones. Now Bare Bones is specifically designed to restore, enhance, and protect all of your undercarriage components. But before applying a product like Bare Bones, you want to make sure that it has the best bond possible. So you want to make sure that you clean the surface beforehand before applying it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to grab a piece of tape and show you guys just a quick little demonstration of how to use Bare Bones. It's super easy to use, and honestly it makes a huge difference, especially if you have trucks. If you have a lowered car, this may not apply for you so much just because you won't really be able to see it, but it still helps out to know that your undercarriage is protected. The next product I'm going to grab here is going to be our Nonsense. Now Nonsense is an all-purpose cleaner. This thing works out great for virtually all of your exterior surfaces. So for this right here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray directly into a boar's hair brush here. I'm going to spray a light amount right here, and then I'm going to agitate the surface with the brush here. And the brush is going to break down any kind of grime, oils, and pretty much anything that's stuck within the actual liner itself, to make sure that this is completely rid of grime before we apply our dressing. Because remember, whenever we apply our dressing, we want to make sure that it's on a bare surface. So just like you would polish clay and do everything to your paint before applying a wax or ceramic coating, that's going to apply the same rule of thumb whenever it comes to trims. So once you're done cleaning, you go to set your brush down, grab yourself a workhorse towel, and wipe off the grime. And just like that, you wipe it off. But just because it looks clean doesn't mean that you just want to go straight into applying your Bare Bones. Now what I highly recommend doing is giving that just about 30 seconds to a minute, because you want to let the moisture of the cleaner dry up. So as you guys can see right there, It looks dark. That's because there's still a little bit of moisture on there, but you know, these wheel liners are extremely faded, so we want to make sure that we give it enough time for that moisture to escape so that when we apply our bare bones, it has a proper bond. Now, bare bones is an oil-based dressing. As you guys know, water and oil don't mix well. So if there's any kind of moisture on there before applying your bare bones, you're not gonna get the best bond possible. So now that that's done, it looks nice and dry. I'm just gonna go ahead and give it one final pass with my dry set of my towel, just to ensure that there's still no moisture on there. And we look great. So next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab a microfiber applicator here. Now this is just, you know, a microfiber applicator. You don't need anything fancy for this application. Grab yourself your bottle of bare bones, and instead of spraying directly onto there, you're gonna spray into your applicator. So this is gonna help you prevent any kind of, you know, overspray from getting onto your rims, your tires, and any other areas that you don't want it to get on. So the easiest way to do it, open up the spray bottle in the spray position and spray 2 times on your applicator, and that's well more than enough to cover this little area right here. So check this out. It's conditioned. Now we're gonna apply it. So now we're just gonna apply a nice little coat. And as you guys can see, it definitely brings out a much deeper shade of black. It looks more rich. It looks a lot better. And ultimately, this gives it a fresh, bold, brand new look. So check that out. I love bare bones. This thing works out amazing at restoring these things because, you know, oftentimes we don't really care about our undercarriage. I know that I see a lot of trucks out there with, you know, these faded wheel liners, and it kind of irritates me to know that it's a super easy process to just clean and condition them and get these awesome results. So just like that, I'm gonna grab my tape here and I'm gonna take that off. So check this out, you guys. Bam. Now I did get a little bit of moisture under the tape line right there, but right now as I'm talking, you're gonna start seeing that just kind of dry up on its own, just because the dressing only penetrated what was not being covered by the tape. These are the results that you can expect just from cleaning and conditioning your undercarriage with some bare bones. And like I mentioned, you can also apply this to your suspension components and any other kind of like lower control arms and stuff like that to condition them, protect them, and make sure that your undercarriage is protected against all that salt that tends to linger around on the road whenever you're driving. This is going to help prevent that salt from etching and damaging your undercarriage components, and it does help prevent rust. All right, guys, and there you guys have it. These were our top 5 tips for winterizing your ride. As you guys saw, not a whole lot of crazy things going on. A very simple, straightforward process. You know, as long as your exterior surfaces are protected, then you should be covered in all occasions. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys learned something new from watching this video. If you did, make sure to leave what you learned down in the comment section down below. As always, my name is Joey. This is Chemical Guys Detail Garage, and I'll see you guys next time.